This is my EATTY Situations. Run your mouth. EATTY Situations.
Yeah.
But man,
Well, I mean, actually, I like the legend already made.
EATTY Situations.
I thought was some of Martin McDonagh. I mean, he writes this wonderful dark comedy and things like that. But I was trying to figure out why it didn't have the overall impact. Like if you go his other work, you know, it holds together. So I really enjoyed parts of Seven Psychopaths, but overall it didn't have the same impact as other ones, and it didn't do that well, you know, box office wise. Not that box office is the be all end all, but again, it was a pretty star-studded cast. They had a lot of big name people. Again, because actors want to work. Yeah, it's Christopher Walken. It's Colin Farrell. It's there's a bunch of other.
Could you name off the top of your head maybe a top 5? Or
ooh, some favorite movies.
Really
I'm going back for a ways. You know,
okay.
some is. I mean, in terms of comedies, one of my favorites is Bottle Rocket. It's Wes Anderson and Owen Wilson's first film, and it's still I think Wes Anderson's best. I haven't seen his latest one, but Bottle Rocket is
Videos. Me performing stuff.
Good.
But no, I didn't have nothing that came in the head.
Okay. Well, a lot of people have definitions that they feel define success. I think Henry Ford had say, if you're happy, you're successful. How do you define success in your own way?
That's a good question. I haven't fully thought about it. I mean, I think it just would be a combination of happiness and a sense of fulfillment.
Okay.
That for me, I mean, for me, it also needs to be worth doing. That it's not just, you know, doing something. You know, vacation is great, but after a while, you know, oh, I love that. I go, well, actually, I also need to do something that is meaningful and fulfilling. And so that's why, for me, you know, teaching, heading the department adds to me. There's a lot of work to do, and sometimes, yes, I'm ready for a vacation right now because I want to enjoy it. But so happiness is part of it. But to me, I think it would involve some sort of meaningful activity, which can be a lot of different things. Again, it's creating art. You know, creating music or videos that speak to people and stuff is cool. And I mean, I enjoy creative writing. I have a combination of happiness.
So to you, if it's worth doing.
Yeah, it's worth doing. It's worth doing,
yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what I used to say, because I used to tell people, and I can't, you know, in life, you know, everybody's trying to get it right, and I'm trying to remember the categories I had is, you know, you've got, you know, your personal, your love relation, personal relationship, you got your family relationships, you got where you live, you got how much money you make, what your profession is, and trying to balance all those, because typically you're not going to get all of them right. Some people are like, hey, this is my ideal job, but I'm way far away from my family, I want to be close to them. Others, they don't mind being far away from their family and things like that. And, okay, this job pays me really well, but I don't enjoy the profession, so that doesn't work out. And then, okay, I've got the love relationship, it's great, but we're flat broke, and now that creates it. You know, so trying to, and I used to have these 5 or 6 categories, and I go, and ultimately in your life you have to figure out what's the weight you put on each of these, you know. And again, 'cause I've got some people like, I can't leave out of Texas because I got to be close to my family. I said, you know, I love my family, but they're up in Wisconsin. For me, it wasn't a big deal, you know, to move. And then obviously, you know, if it was all about the money, I would have stayed pre-med and gone into med school.
Right.
But I realized that wasn't going to give me the level of fulfillment and satisfaction that teaching was going to do. Then I kind of fell into being chair. I hadn't planned on being chair and running the department, but the opportunity presented itself, and then it turns out, most people end up changing jobs multiple times during their you know, life. You know, they think they want to do this, but things morph and change along the way. And so say you decided, you know, you gave it 5 years to, you know, see if I'm going to make it. Well, guess what? You're only 28. If you decide to do something different at 28, you still have another 50 years in your life, or 40 years in your life, or whatever, and things like that. So it's not the be-all, end-all that we sometimes, you know, make it out to be.
This is my